I believe that rationalization is the greatest enemy to personal change. We are so good at coming up with rational explanations for why we can't take the first step in a lot of new ventures. And these explanations can be internal and sound like it's not that big of a deal if I don't do that, or I really wasn't that committed to begin with. And when others check in, it can sound almost defensive. Like, look, you just don't understand. Or it's more complicated than that. Even when it's a change we really want, rationalization can creep in and the status quo remains. And so I want to touch on a few things here. And the first is the why. Why do we rationalize? It can be so frustrating, right? The inertia that prevents us and sometimes those around us from making a move. Well, rationalization is the result of evolution. Our brains developed this ability because thousands of years ago, the status quo was safe. It was the known option, which was always better and safer than the unknown. There were periods of human existence where stepping into the unknown was to be killed by predators or starve or, well, a myriad of bad things could happen. Those who had brains better able to rationalize survived. And here we are, thousands of years later, rationalizing away why we shouldn't try for that new job or implement that new system or start working out. So it makes sense that we used to rationalize, but for 99% of the changes we're rationalizing away today, there's not a predator lurking right around the bend, right? So what do we do with this? And here are a couple of things that I've learned that I wanted to share. Number one is that change brings uncertainty. And as much as we'd like to believe to the contrary, right, our brains aren't incredibly well equipped to handle uncertainty. They tend to add complexity through rationalizing, creating new variables that oftentimes didn't exist before. And this is where, number two, our emotions are so helpful. Because tapping into our emotions can bring clarity to uncertainty. When we're able to tap into what we're feeling, we can often get the insight needed to move forward. So I challenge you that the next time you find yourself rationalizing away a change, get really still. Take a deep breath and tap into your body. What do you notice? What sensations are you picking up? And if you had to bucket those sensations into one of the four core emotions, anger, fear, sadness, joy, where would it fall? Because once you have that emotion, you can gain the intelligence it offers. Anger is our body telling us that something needs to be changed or even destroyed so that something better can be put in its place. Fear is our body saying something needs to become known or faced. Sadness is our body telling us that it's time to move on from something or that we need to let something go. And joy is our body telling us that something needs to be celebrated. When we get clear on the feeling, we get clear on the next step. And no matter the rationalization, when we act on that emotion in times of uncertainty, we take a step forward. And that's what change is all about, taking a step forward. So I'm curious, what comes up for you as you listen to this?